but they always have like they always have weird stuff up there, like smiley faces and stuff. The Corey Smokestack.
Yeah, because they have no advertisers,
Yeah.
right?
Well, they were super proud when they were building that. I remember they were like, "Oh, it's the largest
Smokestack advertising billboard.
it's the largest billboard in Georgia." And so I imagined it was going to be like a huge thing with like supports on the sides, like a board, but it's just like a weird triangle. I mean, not triangle. It's just a weird
Rectangle,
like
yeah.
vertical rectangle. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird.
I always think it's going to play advertisements, but it's always just the stupid smiling face.
The smiley face, yeah. And I there was like a thin blue line thing up there one time, which obviously I'm not into, but
interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. They'll put some conservative stuff up there sometimes. So I assume that's the way it is. We were supposed to get some of that facility as part of our practice facility.
That's what I thought. You screwed it up, right?
Levick screwed it up. Yeah.
Like so bad that we can't get it ever again, right?
Something like that. But they seem weird too. So who knows like what that was? Maybe it was just like two weirdos like interacting with each other and both getting pissed off. I don't know.
What is that? Like
Corey?
Yeah. Are they like?
Oh, I have no clue.
I mean, I know where it is. But like what is it? What do they do?
I don't know. They advertise on their smokestack.
I mean, there's like no advertisements at that building. It's just a white building.
Yeah, I don't think they use that building anymore. I'm pretty sure it is not in use, but I have no idea. So I might have seen a truck going in there at some point. I don't know.
I wonder what's inside.
It's just a warehouse. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I mean, it'd be good, like if we could use it somehow. It'd be a good space.
Yeah, for sure.
Like parking or I don't know, even dorms for students potentially. It might be a little too far south, but
indoor practice facility
could be an indoor. I don't know. Don't say that word. People are gonna want you to tear down the right field stands, right?
I don't even care about an indoor practice facility, so
I say practice outside. It builds character.
Exactly. What do you a little lightning? Who cares?
I did feel like McGee said something about facilities in his speech about wanting to keep
obviously thinks that there are improvements that he can come in and make. I don't know what his power in that is because obviously everything's got to go through Charlie.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see, but he seemed to want more.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to understand that we need a baseball facility. Like desperately.
Yeah.
Need a baseball facility.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry about the cats, by the way. I did not say anything in the other one, but man, they are freaking out. My kid was freaking out.
Everything's freaking out tonight.
I'm like, man, David's not here, and I need to be part of this, like 100%, and I'm getting split.
Yeah, because we could usually pay attention 50% of the time.
I can even like lower away or something, you know.
Whenever there's two of us, it's fine. When there's just two of us, we both have to be paying attention. You can't just check out for a minute.
Exactly. Exactly. I'd be like, huh? What'd you say?
You can't go find a beer in your cooler anymore. You gotta pay attention.
Well, I got my beers right here. I always have my beers right here. Oh, except for last week when I did not have beers.
I typically drink fast. When I do have just beer, I typically drink fast enough that I can just bring 2 beers in here for the first part of the podcast. I don't have to have it in like a cooler or anything. It stays cold enough because I drink the first one, I don't know, within 5-7 minutes, and then I'm good to go. So, but I've been doing the vodka with Sprite Zero, and then I'll usually switch over because that usually can take me through the podcast, and then for the last call, I go back to beer.
Go back to beer. All right.
Yep. But then what happens? I drink another beer. I don't know. It usually happens. I'll ask for another beer to be delivered.
Oh, while we're on last call, you're like,
yep. You'll see my hand kind of do
a little bit.
You'll see my hand, my arm go out. That means I'm getting a beer delivered.
I don't think I've noticed that, but now I will.
I've done it. You'll see the
now I'll notice it. Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun. I had a good time on the podcast. I have an appreciation for what David does, but I also know David likes to hear the sound of his voice endlessly. So he does a good job because he likes hearing his voice. I hate.
Yeah, we
hearing
got to
my
talk
voice.
more.
I know we did get to talk more. I'd have to jump in. We didn't over talk each other at all, which is
Well,
weird.
you can't when there's two people. So
I try
like,
not
to
to.
be very fair to David here. Like
Yeah.
it's impossible. I think we did actually a little bit, but
We did here and there.
yeah.
But it was good. It was good. We had good content. We talked about the schedule. You just grin and bared your way through the whole thing. You did a good job.
I know.
You knew it was coming. You're like, I can't get away from. I didn't put any words about scheduling in our show notes, but I know Tim has.
I didn't know. All of a sudden you started adding stuff, and I was like, oh dang it, he figured it out.
No, I was ready to go. I mean, they released that schedule. I had just opened Twitter because I was bored on a conference call at work. It said 0 seconds when I opened it and saw the tweet with the schedule, and I immediately dove right in. And at first I thought what you thought, which is, well, that's kind of a cool schedule. It's a cool schedule. It looks good. And I was like, wait, this schedule looks like shit. And it's actually garnering attention from, top Sunbelt generic podcasts. Frary and Smith, I think was what they're called.
Yeah, we had Frary on, right?
Yeah, they talked about how terrible it is. So if they're saying it's terrible, apparently it must be terrible.
All right.
I mean, I think it's a gauntlet schedule in and of itself, but it's bad. Like, I can't wait to hear. David's going to be like, someone with a crayon did the schedule, or
this is what I'm mad about, right? We went over the schedule this week. We're gonna go over it again fucking next week.
Oh yeah,
because David didn't get a chance to give his 2 cents, and so now we're gonna have to talk about scheduling again. Everyone's gonna be so bored. I'm just gonna turn my mic and camera off and play video games or something for a little while.
That'd be hilarious. I mean, he's definitely gonna comment about it. He's storing it all up.
I'll stream it onto my screen, my video game that I'm playing. I don't know how to do that. But
that'd be awesome. Figure that out for next week.
Just convert it over.
I sent it to Kim the minute it came out. I said, David will appreciate at least seeing this, because I don't think he had coverage at first. But then she wrote back that he's pissed off now. Thanks. because he hates it so much. I mean,
well, I don't think they could make a schedule he would like. So
no, but this one is next level bad. Like,
it's fine. Just win. It's just 12 games you got to win. Like, that's what it is every year. Just win them.
It's just it would take them 2 seconds to look at this and go, maybe we shouldn't have it look like this. Maybe we should move something. And they could do it. Like they could do it. They just chose not to. So either they hate us, right? They hate Georgia State, and they're like, we don't care. That's fine. It looks great. Oh, well, that's UConn in the middle. It's not.
David did talk a bunch of shit to the conference commission.
He did.
So.
Oh, that's right. He did do that
at the game. So he probably was like, I remember that guy. Fuck that guy.
Give him this terrible schedule.
Yeah. Yep. I'm never going back to that stadium again, and also give him a terrible schedule.
I mean, the buys are just absolutely fucking stupid. Sorry. I want to say it on the podcast, but I'm like, no one needs a bye week before and after a single game. No one.
What if they had given us 2 bye weeks in a row?
That would be even better. Oh my God.
2 bye weeks before TDS just to get ready.
And then you have what? Would it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games left?
Yeah.
9? Yeah. You go on a 9-game, no break schedule.
You get 6 days in between games. That's your break.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You get a break.
Oh, I forgot to talk about one thing.
No, we forgot to talk about 2 things. But what did you? Oh, is this about scheduling more? Are we going to keep on talking about scheduling?
Yes, we have one Thursday game.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Just one. That's not bad.
No, it's cool.
I mean, we don't host a Thursday game, which probably is a good thing.
Oh, so it'd be a watch party on Thursday night. That's fun.
Yeah, it'd be a watch party for Marshall. So that'll be good times.
Yeah.
Only one of them this year. No other crazy shit.
Oh, it's Marshall too? I really like that green. So it'll be nice to watch on TV.
They're really their green color or their field's color?
Um,
Their
well,
turf
their
is
field
super
color is
green.
just normal green. I like their school color green.
All right.
Yeah, the green and white. I think it's really nice. It's unique too. It's like I don't see that green anywhere else. So
I actually love having them in the Sun Belt. I think they're a great
yeah,
addition. Old Dominion, whatever.
yeah, whatever.
Who else is in here? James Madison, whatever. You're second coming of Christ, apparently.
You know what? They're a good ad probably. It's probably a solid
Oh
ad.
man, did
I
you
know
see?
David's not here to yell at me about it. There's a solid ad, and also purple's great.
I can't go with you on that one. They are a solid ad. They've had the money to do this forever. They
Yeah.
could have joined this conference whenever they wanted to for the last 15 years.
Probably.
They just decided to stay in FCS. They're like, we're fine. But then they realized the door was starting to close and they had to get out. So
Yep.
I'm actually glad they're here. The one thing I will say is I'm not so sure about who's the other teams? Old Dominion, Marshall.
Southern Miss.
No, I love Southern Miss. Marshall and Southern Miss to me are like the two.
Those were the two that were exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, James Madison, fine.
ODU is the one that I'm just like, whatever. But I did Google Norfolk now, and it looks like a really good time. Like, go spend a week up there.
Oh, it does, for sure.
And just like eat seafood and enjoy this like beautiful place, and then go see a football game. So might be a nice trip sometime.
Yeah, I definitely think so. We should do that. I wanted to go last year, but it was Thanksgiving, and the ticket price was like $600 something.
Well, and you don't get to necessarily enjoy the coast in November.
And also that, you don't.
I'm not real big on beaches or going in the water anyway. So, it's, I don't know, give or take. Who knows? Who knows what it's like?
What was the other thing we didn't talk about?
No, you had written down stuff about realignment. Oh, not realignment, about the
CFP
tournament. The tournament, yeah, that we're gonna win next year. So it's really important that we talk about it when there's news.
We should be glad that they didn't figure out how to write the G5 out altogether. They really have to be impressive next year. I just think
you look at basketball, and I understand. I think there's probably too many people that get into March Madness, right? I think it's probably a little too large.
They want to make it 96, so you'd be happy where it's at.
It's crazy. I mean, but it is not like FCS, FBS. It is like all of D1, so it's a little different. But you always will have a team or two who makes it way further than they ought to.
Yeah,
and I know football is a little different than basketball, and so like there's different things that go into that. But I just think that you give them an opportunity. People love those stories. That's why people watch March Madness, right? Like people will watch until the very end for that Cinderella.
I mean, the year that George Mason, James Mason. I was like, I made a new school. Yeah. I made a new school. When George Mason made it, I know we beat them at their place that year, and same thing with VCU. When they made it, we beat them at their place that year, and that kind of felt good. Like we beat that team that's like in the Sweet 16. We beat that.
Playing VCU at home, I remember we packed the house. That was such a phenomenal game. Like the atmosphere, the electricity, because VCU had done that, right? They had gone up and just played their hearts out and had made it up into the upper echelons. And so people were just like really excited to play them. Yeah. If you let them do it, somebody's gonna surprise you,
Sure. I mean, and the weird part is we showed out like student wise and attendance wise. So it can be done for teams not in the SEC, Big 12, Big 10, ACC.
Yeah. They don't want us to have a piece of the pie though. So
no, they definitely do not. I mean, I would love for basketball to get attendance like that again. I don't think it'll take too much. I think if we could turn it around next year, the last year of his 5-year contract, if he doesn't win more games, we could turn things around and start seeing good attendance at the box. I I like that the arena lower level is very intimate, and when it's not even fully packed, it can still get really loud.
Yeah.
But just think of it, if you could pack the lower level, forget the upper level, just pack the lower level, it would be rocking in there, even with the upper level, let's just say 95% empty.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd love to pack the upper level too, but we're not
Well,
there yet.
there would be people up there if you packed the lower level
Yeah.
because they sneak up, right? So there's always like 1 or 2 people up there, so there'd be more than that.
True. So I
I
guess
still haven't watched a game from up there. I next year, I guess I should go up there.
we should have an upper deck game.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. So what are the details around this?
All right. So they just moved to the 5x7 model or 5+7 model because they didn't like what they were seeing with the pack going away.
Right.
Now they're not done because, well, why be done when you just change it again?
Wait, this is even more because they moved from what was it before?
It was what was it? 4. It was the 4
6 and 6.
Yeah, 6 and 6 plus 11, basically 11 teams.
6 conference champions and 6 at-larges. Now it's 5 conference champions and 7 at-larges.
Yep. And
then they changed it again. That I didn't realize they changed it again.
Well, it hasn't changed yet. It's being circulated, but it's being circulated really quickly. Apparently, they want to move to a 14 team, 3-3-2-2-1, which means it's really weird because the SEC and the Big Ten are basically saying other P5s, you suck, you don't deserve as much.
Oh, they're trying to like peel themselves off?
Yes, so Big Ten and SEC would get 3 automatic qualifiers each. And then the ACC and the Big 12 would only get 2 automatic qualifiers each. So you're at 10 of the 14. The G5 would still get its 1 automatic qualifier. Thanks for throwing us a bone. And then the others would be at large. 3 at-large spots, the highest ranked outside of the automatic qualifiers. So to me, you're just continuing this trek towards just more unequal treatment.
Well, you're gonna have great teams who aren't in these conferences who don't qualify because the automatic qualifier took their spot. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first point. I mean, it's almost like this continued evolution of this departure from the NCAA and the CFP in general.
I guess
they're continuing to go that direction. I mean, look, they threw the G5 a bone in this proposal and gave us the automatic qualifier still.
Yeah.
But there's only 3 at-larges available. And actually the original proposal of this 3-3-2-2-1 was 4-4-2-2-1 with like
no at-larges.
1 at-large spot. Yeah.
1 at-large.
1 at-large spot, which was crazy. So that they were going to give the Big Ten and the SEC 4 automatic qualifiers. And I was like, man, if you're going to keep doing that, you might as well make it 32 teams. Well, that's not enough because they're going to want 15 and 15. Like,
I mean, it's nuts, right? Because at large, so I think if you win your conference championship, it clearly makes sense that you should go. I actually just firmly believe that you win your conference championship, especially P5, you all go. And you know what? I'm not into it. I think all the G5 conferences, it should be the same thing. If you win, you go. Neither here nor there. If they want to give us 1, we'd take 1. All right. But then you're going to, like, at-larges, those are the people who are ranked higher, right? Those are the people who earned it throughout the season, not just at the end. You know what I mean? Like,
I would support, this might be weird, I would support each conference getting 2 automatic qualifiers, the top 2 teams. If all the conferences move to no divisions, meaning the top 2 teams are going to be playing each other, right? So let 1 and 2 in, no matter what, they both get in, and then the at-large spots are now the best teams after them, right? Whoever can make it to the top, because you're not going to have a conference that has. I mean, I guess it's possible you have one team that's amazing and every other team in this massive 16-team conference is terrible, but the chances of that are slim to none, right? Just let the top 2 teams in. You don't need a championship game anymore. Like, why would they even matter? Like, why does a championship game matter anymore anyway if they're expand the playoff?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You let them in anyway. Yeah,
They're going to get in anyway up with this. I mean, there's 3 AQ. Okay, think about it this way.
yeah. Your winner and your loser both get going. You're basically playing for seeding.
3 of the 4 top 4 teams in the Big Ten and the SEC get in. 3 of the 4 top 4 teams in the ACC and the Big 12 get in. 1 G5 gets in. And guess what? That 4th at-large spot is the one team. 2 of the 3 at-large spots is the one team of that top 4 that didn't get in. Like, it's just going to happen. And then there'll be 1 at-large spot left for all 5 conferences.
Well, in the 3 and 3, I mean, very typically that's going to be like your 2 conference
Top 2
participants, right? And then someone else that missed. Like, you didn't even play well enough to get to your conference championship, and now you get to go into the college football playoff. That doesn't make a lot of sense either.
But that's what's going to be. It's going to be the top 2. I mean, since they get 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
The 4th team.
Sorry, these cats, man.
the Big Ten and the SEC, they get 3 of the 4 in, right? No matter what. That 4th team is taking one of those at-large spots. So there's 2 left now. The ACC and the Big 12 only get 2 automatic qualifiers. So at that rate, well, the top 1-1 team gets in, right? And they're not going to get in all the teams they want to. And they're going to take the other 2 at-large. Like, basically, the G5 is just iced out. We're going to have our 1 spot. It's the top G5 team. Apparently, it's Liberty if you ask everyone every single time.
Every time? No.
Everything I keep reading next year is Liberty. It's like, why?
They are not sponsored by us.
I don't know.
No, that was the jingle.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the Liberty Mutual jingle.
Liberty. That's good. I like that. I just hate the whole thing at this point. It needs to be something different.
Yeah.
I don't know what's fair. I don't know how to do it, but the other thing about the way this will work, I think there's 2 first-round buys in the whole thing. And then the teams play at the home stadium for the first round. So
no, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But apparently they need to do this because of the TV deals negotiations that are coming up. So they want to have this structure in place so when they negotiate, they're not having to say, well, we think we'll do this. They want this in place. And say,
well, are they rolling back the bowl structure though then? Or because what they sort of like integrated the bowl structure and the CFP, and if they're doing home games now.
Yeah, so 2 of these games would not be bowls, but I think the rest of them would all be bowl games.
Some kind of bowl. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Which is honestly, that's fine. Great. You know what? It'll make the bowl game that much more valuable to the TV market.
Totally.
I don't mind it as long as the G5
it's like a play into the bowls.
Yeah, as long as the G5 still has access. I know everyone says bowls are boring and who cares about the G5, but I still think it's a good thing. It's a good reward for the student athletes.
Yeah.
Athletes, amateur athletes.
No, professional student athletes.
I don't know about that student part, man. Are they really students?
Yeah. They still go to class and stuff.
All right. So that's kind of what's being proposed around the NCAA. And then moving on, ACC. FSU is going to get out no matter what they want to do.
Yeah. So is there like an update on their like situation? Because I know they were trying to get out of the contract or they were suing, right, to like get out of it.
I don't know if this lawsuit's going to work. I mean, I think schools are willing to pay the $500 million, which sounds insane.
Nuts.
To get out. But apparently the money on the other side is greater. So you pay yourself back by leaving. So the rumor is that if Florida State, Clemson, and UNC Chapel Hill leave, the ACC could respond by adding up to 6 teams: Memphis, Tulane, Washington State, Oregon State, UConn, and USF. USF, yeah. So I mean,
talk about us. That could be us.
It could have been, or could
USF. That can be us.
If we get our shit. Look, we have a very short window to get our shit really together.
UConn, we're about to beat UConn.
I know. They're getting in for basketball. I mean, come on. Basketball and academics, right? Like that's how they're going to get into the ACC. It says Virginia and Virginia Tech might bolt too. I mean, if FSU is successful, Clemson and UNC are next. Like they'll just follow. They'll be over it. So I don't know. It's going to be a wild ride. And like at that point, if that happens, I mean, what are they going to do with this new 14-team playoff ACC? What are you going to go? Sorry, ACC, you get one now. Like
probably
you're not worth this anymore.
Yeah, once they invite us, downhill from there. You guys are basically G5.
Right. I mean, the Big Ten and the SEC are definitely telling the ACC and Big 12, you suck.
Well, so the thing though is they all get votes too. So I don't understand how this is working for them, because all of the P5 conferences get like more votes than everybody else, but they get an equal amount of votes each.
They do, but it could be the Big Ten, the SEC saying, look, you better fall in line or we're just going to leave you.
Maybe.
They could. Look, they could just leave.
Big Ten's like Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, right? Yeah, okay.
They could leave and just say, look, we're going to make our own party and you're not invited. I mean, can you imagine if they just separate from the CFP?
That'd be wild.
And then
I don't believe it.
ACC and Big 12, what the hell do they do? And then who's the national champion?
Exactly. That's why it's tough to do, right? Because you'd still have this whole other system
controversy
happening separately. And even if they separated for some amount of time, they would merge back at some point. I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, you had the NFC, AFC, right? Is like two different leagues of football that eventually merged to figure out the NFL.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I just think that like if you have a bunch of people playing college football, eventually they're gonna be like, well, why can't I schedule them? You know? Oh, and we should have a tournament, and we should determine who's the winner out of the two of us, and like it's just I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to separate, and it makes a lot of sense that if they are separate, they're going to come back together.
I hope so. I really miss, I know you don't, but I miss old college football. I don't know. It just feels like it's getting torn apart.
I think there are a lot of negative outcomes that are happening right now, and I totally understand the frustration. And I think the sport is suffering for it, but the decisions that have been made for like NIL and transfers and stuff like that, I think they're right, because like if Sean Elliott can leave 2 days into spring practice, then why the fuck can't somebody else? I couldn't think of a name. I thought of Dan Ellington off the top of my head for some reason, but he's a coach. Then sure. Why? But like, why can't your star quarterback leave? Like, really, seriously, like it doesn't make any sense that the adult gets to do that and the student doesn't get to do that.
Let him.
You're out. You don't owe him the scholarship anymore. They're out. It's fine.
I even talked about in-season transfers. Why not?
Look, the team doesn't own the person, right? They get to. Why shouldn't they get to go wherever they want? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess there's like not the employee type thing might be like a non-compete, right? You might have a non-compete. You gotta sit out for some amount of time or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
It just doesn't feel right that Sean Elliott gets to quit on us and somebody else doesn't.
I get it. I mean, I was in full support of you can transfer up until the drop deadline for classes, because I don't know how you do that. Do you just can you like drop classes after you can't drop?
I mean, I did. I got a couple WFs, right? You get a W if you go before the drop deadline, right? And it doesn't count against you. But I got at least one WF in my time, which was it counted against me.
Yeah. I see you, Danny. They're in the middle of a semester. They need to complete course to be eligible.
Yeah, I mean, so there is a matter of students and the student aspect, and I agree with that. I think that the conflation of students and athletes is confusing anyway. It doesn't
Right.
make a whole lot of sense why colleges are doing this. But that's neither here nor there. We're here in this world where they're doing it. And yeah, students do they need to finish out their coursework, I think. But the thing is they're gonna have negative externalities on that because they're gonna fail their courses.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're gonna have F's on their transcripts. And maybe some of them don't care about that, but they should. Somebody better be in their life telling them they should.
Right.
So, because that's a big problem for me is how many of these and right now I'm treating them like kids, so I'm going to say how many of these kids like don't use this excellent opportunity, this free education that they are getting access to go get the best degree that they can because they think they're all going to the NFL. And somebody
Right.
needs to tell them you're probably not going to the NFL. Get your fucking degree and go get paid. Go get actually paid. Because if you don't, you're screwing yourself. Take advantage of the situation. You were good enough to get into college on this. So go get it.
I mean, I get it, but then
Go get that the business degree or whatever. Like,
yeah, or just pay the players and they're not really in college. Or it's optional. Hey, if you want to go to school, that's part of this deal. It's for free. If you don't want to go to school, just play football for us.
yeah.
We'll give you a stipend and whatever else a normal college, athlete would get as
That
part of
makes
a
it-
scholarship.
It makes it so much more confusing why colleges are the ones sponsoring this.
Money. That's it. It's all about
I
money.
know, and I get that it started as just like students playing football together, and then it built up and built up and built up. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird that it's become what it is. This billion-dollar industry that kids don't get to see a piece of, and now they do, which is good. But
They're definitely getting
so that's the other
yeah.
thing is if a coach can leave, the players should be able to leave. But like, there's so much money passing hands, and the kids can't even sniff it beforehand. Before this, I mean, like the AJ
They just
Green
get it-
getting in
they get
trouble
it
for selling his jersey
legally.
to somebody.
Yeah.
Like what like he signed his name to a he earned that value by being an amazing wide receiver.
Right.
So why can't you do that? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I mean, you can now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just pay them more. They're not called. I don't know. Would you think it'd be weird if you could come to a school and just get paid and you don't have to go to college if you're not interested?
I'm way against that. No,
You are.
I'm
You go to
super
school.
against that. If it is a college sponsored sport, and then they need to be
You have to go to
enrolled in
class.
classes.
Go to class.
Yep, and
All
they have the
right.
same rules as everybody else. So, you got to enroll in however many credit hours to get your whatever. Like, yes, absolutely, you need to be a student.
All right.
It's part of the deal. You get paid to go on the field, and you get paid to go to class.
I can get that. I understand it. I don't like it.
Now, here's the best idea
What?
Daniel had: relegation.
I love that. We talked
I
about that endlessly.
We
remember?
have talked about it before, but you have to me, and I don't know what Daniel meant by this, but Danny,
Says
you pair
Daniel.
up P5 and G5 programs, one up top and one down below, and you relegate. Your bottom two in the P5 go down, and your top two in the G5 go up, or whatever, or top one, whatever you want to do. I think that'd be rad.
I mean, maybe on the path we're on, maybe at some point, if it doesn't snap back into some kind of classic college football, that does happen. I mean, when we had COVID times, I remember relegation we talked about it a lot during the podcast. Like,
It's so pie in the sky, though. But I think everyone
it's
thinks it's a good idea.
I mean, it's exciting in the Premier League. And
Well,
all the
Vandy probably
teams that
doesn't
go
think
up
it's a
and
good
down.
idea, but
No, yeah, Vandy. I don't know. Georgia Tech might not like it either.
Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue. They wouldn't like it. I mean, I don't know. There's a ton of teams that would hate it, but I don't mind it. I think it'd be fun to watch teams battle it out. I don't know how it would get relegated. Like, I mean, the games at the end of the year for the bottom of the P5 would get really freaking intense
Yeah,
because you do
that's
not want to be
great.
those teams, right?
Yeah, but and then you have a path to the top that you have a path to the top that doesn't involve, you know, whatever the business is and whatever the people in suits are trying to like figure out. You have a path to the top on the field.
Yeah, he said Vandy thinks it's horribly. Absolutely,
That's what I said. So
they're scary. Purdue, Vandy, I don't know, half the ACC. I mean, like they're all in a precarious spot. Big 12, some of them. Big 10, probably not meant most of them.
I think Purdue is Big 10, right? I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah.
So
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I love it.
I did want to ask, there was some chatter this week on the group chat on favorite barbecue joints. You didn't chime in with your favorites.
I've been making a lot of barbecue myself, so it's been
Ryan's
tough.
Smokehouse.
Yeah, but I will say the one that got mentioned later was Daddy D's, and I do love Daddy D's, and I'll tell you, it was because of their non-traditional barbecue, the little pork things, the little bites. They're like little pizza bites, but they're full of barbecue, and they're so good.
David's are my own.
Yeah,
we're not talking about personal barbecue. We're talking about barbecue restaurants.
But what's the one you said that's up on Powers Ferry?
Powers Ferry.
The one that's like a
Heirloom
fusion.
Heirloom.
Yeah, that place is real good. Daddy D's again is real good.
Community Q, don't sleep on it if you haven't been.
Who?
Community Q. It's over. I think it's over like North Decatur-ish, North Druid Hills area. It's really good, but closer to Decatur.
What's the one that's over by the original Waffle House on College, I think, out in Decatur? They've got these egg rolls. They have barbecue egg rolls.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And those are good. I know I keep talking about these like non-traditional type things, but yeah, that's tasty. And that's and here's the key. Danny says the right thing. Why go to a barbecue restaurant when you can do better? That's the thing. I don't barbecue restaurants, like the thing is I know that the food that they're serving is not very expensive to make.
No.
It's like a pork butt costs like nothing. I mean, you can buy a pork butt for $10. Like it's on sale every now and again for $10. And why would I spend like $20 on a pork sandwich when I could have an entire shoulder, you know, for half the price?
You're talking about tailored barbecue?
That doesn't sound right.
No. I'm trying to think of what one you're talking about. I know the area you're talking about, and I remember
that might be right.
Is it?
That might be right.
It's on College.
It is on College, so and it's over by that Waffle House.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
There's another one that's in Decatur that's actually pretty good. I don't even know it's still open though. That's the funny thing. I haven't been there. I mean, I say it's good, but I haven't been there forever. I have actually not been to any barbecue joints in a long time because I like all fall. It's just getting barbecue from David.
I know exactly, and it's better.
So I don't have to go to a barbecue restaurant. It's just David makes barbecue.
He does competition barbecue. He just cuts little corners for us, but he knows what he's doing.
What was that barbecue joint? There's one in Decatur that was pretty good.
No idea.
Come on, what is it?
I only knew the one, and I didn't even know that. You had to look it up.
I know. Grand Champion's pretty good. That's up here. If you go up Abernathy, which turns into Johnson Ferry,
yeah,
that's a pretty good one too.
I will tell you, when I was in Texas, it was nuts. There are like 3 or 4 barbecue joints on every block. I mean, they're everywhere. Barbecue places, and they all serve breakfast tacos.
Barbecue breakfast tacos?
Dude, it's just amazing. It's this amazing world where there's barbecue everywhere and breakfast tacos everywhere. And it's like the one good thing about Texas.
I'd be burping all morning long. I don't know. Barbecue makes me burp. I don't know
Like
why.
Texas wasn't great, but I was like, holy crap, there's tacos everywhere.
Just be happy you didn't go when it's like July, when it's 115 degrees outside.
I was like, man, what is this market that it can support this many barbecue places? Because I mean, it's an absurd amount. There are barbecue places everywhere.
That's their diet. It's probably their main food group.
It's just, it's honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah. But that was a good discussion we had on the group chat. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I agree. If you can make better barbecue yourself, why go eat barbecue? Totally agree. But if you just want to like go eat barbecue and not cook it yourself, there's some good spots. I mean, there's a lot of good spots in Georgia.
I wish Woods Chapel was on the list, but they're just not.
I like to call Woods Chapel boutique barbecue because it's good, right. But it's good. It's just I wish it was a little bit less expensive than it actually is. Like, I think they do a good job. They make
and they try to get cute. You know, they get cute with stuff. You know, they try to do little twists on things. And here's me, who is like, I like the little pizza bite barbecues and the barbecue egg rolls and all that.
They just haven't made the right one for you, is what you're saying.
It seems like that's what's forward for them. You know, is like doing the boutique thing, whereas those are like sides almost. You know.
Apparently, they were named one of Atlanta's best barbecue joints.
They're exciting because the owners are quite famous restaurateurs in Atlanta.
It's a good place. I have no problems with it. I love.
I don't ever go there. I literally never go there.
Their sides are good. Everything is good there. I've never had something that I did not like. Out of everything they have, everything is good. It's just slightly on the high side.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about barbecue places too, right? Is you're like, man, nothing's going to be bad here. But like when you compare it to other barbecue places, you can't just be like, is this barbecue place good? Because the answer is undoubtedly yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think I've ever been to a bad barbecue place.
I guess, well, you know, for me, I've just
I like Shane's Rib Shack. No, I love it. The Big Dad sandwich is delicious. So good.
It's not $15 though, or $12. Right?
I don't know. I don't know how much it costs, but it's good because it's barbecue. Because barbecue's good.
So like Woods Chapel, my staples pulled pork sandwich with a side of whatever. Pick a side. I don't care. I mean, usually they're all good, but it's $15 at Woods Chapel. I guarantee you, it is less expensive at tons of other places.
Yeah. My house.
Like even probably Heirloom. I bet you if you look at Heirloom's menu, I guarantee you it's cheaper, which would be hilarious. You could apply to be kitchen staff, apparently.
Are you on Heirloom's website right now?
Yeah, I want to look it up. Okay, theirs are pretty expensive. Shit, I'm wrong. Same price, $12.
Yeah, barbecue's expensive. That's the other problem with barbecue is like it is generally expensive. Woods Chapel, I feel like is more expensive than others.
It's not.
But it's not.
No.
Barbecue's just expensive.
I think barbecue's gotten more expensive.
It's such a cheap product though. Like to buy, to buy all the raw materials is so cheap. It's a good business to go. Maybe Texas figured it out. They were just like, man, we can buy a bunch of pork butts for nothing. Oh, they're all beef though. So we can buy a bunch of brisket for nothing.
Damn, this shit's expensive. Beans are $5. Okay, Woods Chapel is not the most expensive barbecue.
Heirloom is.
Apparently Heirloom is, but they have the clout to do it. They just
last time I was there, a recruiter paid for my meal. So
nice, so good. What'd you get? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was a while back.
It's so good, man.
It's a Korean family, and they like implemented they like mixed in some of their spices though, like stuff with traditional Korean cooking, which is pretty cool, and it apparently works really well.
I feel like they should get a better location.
Oh yeah, you can't even park there.
I know. I was like, I feel like by now they have the cash to move somewhere else.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
You want to wrap
Anyway.
this up? We're 45 minutes into last call.
Whoa. Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah. All right, we're done. Cool.
For everyone's safety. Yeah, wrap
All right.
it.
I don't know how to end this one. Do you know how to end this one?
I think it's say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace again.